And Bo Nix and Sean Payton carved up this Green Bay defense. He's athletic. He's clever. He's deceptive. He doesn't get sacked. Sean Payton has been texting me for 2 years. I got myself a star. The headline here can't just be Packers lose Watson and Micah Parsons. Yeah, it's awful. Jeff Hafley in the last 2 years has faced C.J. Stroud, Goff, Hurts, Matt Stafford. Bo Nix in the last 2 years is the only quarterback Green Bay's defense has faced that's thrown 4 touchdown passes to 4 different wide receivers. So too many people, I said this last week, have just sort of made up their mind on Bo Nix. I think he reminds me of a right-handed Steve Young. He is way, way more athletic than anybody gives him credit for. Dad was a coach, never gets sacked. Never gets sacked. I've said this about Caleb Williams. Doesn't throw many picks. Bo Nix never gets sacked. And since he's been in the NFL, he's 22-9 with more touchdown passes in that span than Matt Stafford. Okay? And Sean Payton, and remember this, Bo Nix is in a division with great defensive coordinators like Jesse Minter and Steve Spagnuolo. So Denver was down 9 in the third quarter, and they needed Bo Nix, the second-year quarterback from Oregon, to be a star. And that's exactly what Bo Nix was. 3 long drives, playmaking, rolling left, rolling right, deceptive, big-time throws up the sideline, great on fourth down. Again, 8 for 12 throwing downfield. That's always been the knock. Well, I didn't throw the ball down the field. Did yesterday against arguably the best defense he's faced all year. I don't know what he needs to do to impress people. I don't know what it is. I mean, a lot of times it's first impressions and his first month in the NFL. And I know he's not the biggest guy, doesn't have the biggest arm. His first month, 5 weeks in the NFL, little choppy. Get over it. He's really, really good. Well, he wouldn't be that good without Sean Payton. Well, Troy Aikman wouldn't have been that good without Jimmy Johnson. Marino maybe not that good without Don Shula. I mean, every great court, Tom Brady probably wouldn't win all those rings without Belichick early in his career. You got to get over that. The kid is top 5 in wins, top 6 in total touchdowns, and he's 3rd in dropbacks. They're not babysitting. This is not Big Ben early years in the NFL. Whole playbook, motions, sets, 40 throws in a really good defensive coordinator division. So the Denver roster is excellent. We know that. The coach is excellent. The only question has been, well, what do you do with Bo Nix? Well, you know, he has 27 touchdowns. You know who else does? Drake May. In my opinion, Drake May was talked about a week ago as the MVP candidate. Bo Nix, you're not sure about. I don't know. I watched yesterday. It's time to be sure. Add this, exactly 50% of the wins, Denver's wins, have come on a game-winning drive from Bo Nix. So I don't know how you define that. The it quality, he is really good when he's got to be really good. And here is Sean Payton on his young quarterback star.
The thing about him is, like, he loves playing, you know, and so that's contagious. And that's a really good trait for a player at his position, and his teammates feel that.
You know, it's funny. Does anyone recall, roughly 4 weeks back, when Colin suggested the Denver Broncos should potentially think about selecting a new quarterback in the upcoming draft, that perhaps they were facing a significant dilemma with Bo Nix? I remember that. Man, I caught so much flack for persistently standing up for Bo Nix, week in and week out. I kept stating he reminded me of Josh Allen in his early days. I still vividly recall the moment Bo Nix was first picked. Goodness gracious, the amount of criticism and skepticism directed at that guy was immense. It's certainly going to be an entertaining segment on First Things First later, no question about that. Before I delve further into this, Broncos country, listen up. I've been alongside this fan base from the jump, since day one. A quick, crucial request. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to watch the complete video. Without a shadow of a doubt, that is the absolute best method to ensure I can continue producing top-tier Denver Broncos material. It allows us to keep generating rational, truthful, and impartial analysis. When you all subscribe and view the full-length content, here's what occurs. Viewership skyrockets, subscriber counts surge. And this isn't merely about pursuing subscriber numbers or chasing views. It's about having the capacity to create content that folks authentically desire to debate, that they want to participate in and engage with, so we can have genuine, substantive conversations. So please, do not forget to subscribe and watch the entire video. I sincerely appreciate it. Let's dive into the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix. Oh, Colin is being absurd at this moment because he's out there proclaiming, "Why is anyone skeptical of Bo Nix? Why is anyone doubting Bo Nix?" He spent the entire season suggesting that Bo Nix might be the element restricting the team's progress. And even during these past several weeks, he maintains that Bo Nix is talented, but somewhat erratic. He's a bit up and down. That precise reasoning was why he selected the Packers to win this contest on the road in Denver. So, can we cease with the rhetoric questioning why everyone is down on the Denver Broncos? Why everyone is down on Bo Nix? It's as if they weren't favored at home while riding a 10-game victory streak. What exactly is the narrative currently? It's astonishing. It's unbelievable. It's pure insanity. Individuals are still clinging desperately to that performance against the Raiders or the game versus the Jets in London. However, following that Kansas City matchup, specifically after that Chiefs game, there has been a transformation in Bo Nix. This is what I articulated, particularly post-bye week. You obtain an opportunity to evaluate yourself thoroughly. You and all the coaches get to meticulously examine film and introspect. They look inward. They look deeply within, and they determine what is effective, what is ineffective. What must we do to enhance? How can we improve? The bye week is monumental for that process, particularly for a young player, especially for someone who is evolving. Bo Nix is performing with tremendous assurance, and here is the captivating part. Earlier in the season, he appeared genuinely rushed, and we were all commenting, "Man, you need to settle down. You need to relax. Everything is occurring too rapidly for you." Presently, he seems to be operating at an identical speed, yet everything surrounding him has decelerated. It is utterly mesmerizing to observe. I drew a comparison. It reminds me of watching a superhero film where a character possesses super speed. They portray it where everyone else is moving in slow motion, like in The Flash or the X-Men films with Quicksilver. That is what it resembles right now. He is moving with incredible velocity, yet he is completely in command. Some of the passes this individual was executing, and I won't incorporate footage in this segment, but I will create a distinct compilation highlighting 3 specific plays. I jotted down in my notes in enormous letters, "Josh Allen, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point." It was simply extraordinary, the throws he was making, the command of the offense, the playmaking capability. It is mind-boggling at this juncture, truly mind-boggling. They certainly will not avoid the topic on first things first. They cannot. They simply cannot. But I am eagerly anticipating what they will finally say. I mean, that entire panel was skeptical of Bo Nix. They ridiculed Bo Nix, Manini, Nick, Brew, Wilds. It was just disbelief piled upon disbelief. So I will reserve that particular discussion for when the moment arrives, but that is precisely what I am waiting for. That is what I am itching to address. And someone remarked this in the comments section. I'm not completely convinced by Bo Nix. If not for a handful of specific plays, this game might have unfolded in a totally different manner. They could still be pretenders. You could apply that statement to any football game ever played. You genuinely could. You could state that about the Philadelphia Eagles, who controlled the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. If not for that particular pick six, if not for that interception, if not for that one throw by Jalen, if not for those 3 plays, the entire game could have shifted. And yeah, you're correct. The whole game would have been altered. Do we know what the final result would have been? No. But we can guarantee it would not have been that precise outcome. So what is the point of that statement? If you are a Packers supporter, by the way, and you witnessed that game and thought, I don't truly believe in what the Broncos accomplished. If a couple of events had transpired differently, that game shifts. Well, then you could have expressed the same about the Packers' victory over the Chicago Bears. And the Bears could state that about their loss to the Packers. We could continue this cycle indefinitely. So, I genuinely do not comprehend the meaning of that statement within that context. Honestly, I really do not. But this was a monumental game, an enormous contest, huge game, Tremendous game. Some of the other observations I encountered were from folks who are feeling somewhat apprehensive about this defense currently. That they are declining at an inopportune time. The offense is now elevating its play, but the defense is slightly deficient. I comprehend that sentiment stems from the belief this defense should limit every opponent to approximately 15 points. This is a proficiently coached, assertive Packers offense featuring an excellent quarterback and a great coach. You generated 2 takeaways against them. The reality is, teams will manage to score points irrespective of how stellar your defense is. You will not consistently be able to nullify them. It simply does not happen. I often equate it to defending Stephen Curry or any NBA superstar. You can play stellar defense on them and attempt to hinder them. They will still accumulate their points. They will still get their shots. They will make baskets. They will reach the free throw line. But when you are attempting to defeat the Warriors, when you are trying to beat LeBron James, the objective is not necessarily to limit them to 15 or 20 points. Obviously, you would adore that. But you are primarily striving to contain the damage. Ultimately, when a defense cannot completely stifle an opponent, and I am aware the Texans recently and a few other teams have rendered offenses virtually non-existent, the focus is on attempting to slow the team down, force some 3-and-out sequences, secure some turnovers, and execute critical plays in the most pivotal moments. You just scored. Now, to genuinely cement that you possess the momentum, can you compel a punt? Can you drive them back deep within their own territory? Can you create a sensation that the game is spiraling out of control for them? They will score touchdowns. They will make impressive plays. And that was the case. 1 touchdown resulted from an incredible catch and throw. Those occurrences will happen. They are inevitable. But so are the interceptions. So are the quarterback pressures. So are the 3-and-outs. So are the sequences like a first down followed by a punt. So is the ill-timed sack that pushes a team to the fringe of field goal range. That is what is significant. You cannot operate under the expectation that you will simply reach the playoffs and hold every team to 15 points or fewer. That would be wonderful. That would be phenomenal. That would be fantastic, but it is not always probable. Consider the Chiefs, who have possessed an elite defense. Yes, they have had games in recent years, during their dominant stretches, where they held the Ravens to 10 points. A massive performance. However, they also surrendered a significant number of points to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, but they made the essential plays when it mattered most. They generated pressure at the most crucial junctures. They created difficulties when it was most important. That is ultimately what you seek. They executed identically against the 49ers in the Super Bowl. They performed adequately to ensure the game remained within reach. When it was time for Brock Purdy to make a specific throw to seal the game and win the Super Bowl, Chris Jones was in his vicinity, making it impossible. That is what you are searching for when all is said and done. That is what you require above everything else. Similar to what we witnessed against the Washington Commanders. The defense did not make every single play, but when the situation demanded it, it seemed like Marcus Mariota had a monster in his lap, thinking, "Oh my gosh, what is happening?" That is ultimately what is necessary. It is not about perpetually holding every opponent to 10 points. Not every quarterback is Justin Fields or Geno Smith. So that is simply the nature of the sport. A massive victory for the Denver Broncos. A massive victory for Bo Nix. A massive victory for Sean Payton. A massive victory for the NFL. This was Broncos versus Packers. Incredible. 2 legendary franchises competing. It was an exceptional contest. A phenomenal game. I could scarcely believe what I was witnessing. So much action, so much high-caliber performance. Everyone elevated their play. Playmakers rose to the occasion. Significant throws, short completions, substantial runs, scrambles, crucial defensive stops. It fulfilled every single criterion. I stated beforehand, entering this game, any inquiry you have regarding this Denver Broncos team will be resolved. And they answered every single question as emphatically as possible. They receive an A+ from me. They earned an A+. You know when you open an application sometimes and it prompts, "How would you like to rate us? Leave a review." It's like 5 stars. Amazing. Boom. Now please leave me alone. But those are simply my reflections. I would truly enjoy hearing yours. What are everyone's thoughts concerning Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos? Are the Broncos the premier team in the AFC? They unquestionably hold the top record in the AFC, and they certainly possess the best record in the entire NFL. Share your perspectives in the comment section below. I read every single comment. Whether you concur with me or oppose me, either way, let's initiate some dialogues. Let's have some heated debates, but ultimately, let's simply enjoy ourselves. And please do consider subscribing. We are constructing an incredible community here, and I would absolutely adore having you as a component of it. I aspire to build something we all genuinely feel linked to, something we are truly thrilled to be part of. I believe we are firmly on the path to achieving that. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. It genuinely assists with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so very much. I will see you all next time.